Alrighty, hey everyone, it is Garrison, and let's take a closer look here at the 2023 Mazda CX-5 Preferred. So this is just a 2.5S. It's one of 8 trim levels on Mazda CX-5, and about 2 up from base. So you've got base, and then you've got select, and here we are at the Preferred. You go all the way up to the Signature Turbo as well. So every model comes standard with all-wheel drive. So this one is a Skyactiv all-wheel drive, which is the naturally aspirated 2.5 liter engine. And it is the Sonic Silver with the black leather. As far as your wheels go, these are just some basic 17-inch alloys, very similar to the ones that come on the base model as well. Blind spot monitoring over here on your mirrors. And this is a National Emerald Club rental. And so this had about 800 miles when I got it. It's got almost 1,200 on it now, and it'll get another 300 or 400 on the trip back up to DC. If you're on the Instagram, you would see that this was on the story there for a moment. But up front, you've got your LED headlights, automatic high beams, lane departure alert with lane keep assist, Maryland tags. And then your preferred trim does get you the leather interior. You've got the 8-way power driver seat with 2-person memory, the moonroof up top. Quick look inside. Let's check out underneath the hood. Underneath the hood, you have the 2.5 liter i4, making 187 horsepower, 186 torque to all 4 wheels through a 6-speed automatic. You've got one other powertrain. You've got a 2.5 turbo, making about 227 horsepower, 310 torque on 87 octane. I'd say the 6-speed is the weakest link of the powertrain. So as soon as you're really trying to put your foot down, the shifts aren't quite as tight. So you get thrown out of the power band just like you did in kind of like the 4 and the 5-speed autos. In the world of 8 and 10 speeds, definitely could use some adjustments, but nonetheless, it has proven to be pretty reliable. And since this model was introduced in about 2017, obviously best selling for Mazda, they consecutively move about 150,000 of these each year. No huge changes here since the 2017 introduction. So, I mean, we've got some nips and the tucks on the front and the rear, some new headlights, some new taillights, I think some updated fonts as well. These wheels were new for 22, and then for 23, we have a new exterior color. But that age really kind of shows in the overall package of the vehicle. So the car enthusiast community really, really loves a CX-5. And so I had high expectations when I was getting the chance to drive this off the rental lot. And, it really doesn't do anything super well, but it doesn't do anything exceptionally bad either. So it's just kind of middle of the road all the way around. Powertrain, not particularly, fast. Interior, not particularly extremely premium for the segment. Driving and handling, I'd say, is not best in class. But it's not offensive in any way, right? It's not the largest, it's not the smallest, it's not the worst in gas consumption, but it's not the best either. So I don't know, just kind of middle of the road. I wouldn't say it's magic, but I wouldn't say it's really marginal either, just good, right? You can't fault anyone for going for this choice. Over here in the door panel, the padded stitched materials. You've got the power windows, locks, and mirrors. 8-way driver seat, as we mentioned before. This nice attractive steering wheel, that's the 3-spoke leather wrap design. You've got your audio, Bluetooth, and then your cruise controls over here. I will say standard equipment is a strong suit of the Mazda. So you've got radar cruise, you've got rain sensing wipers, you've got the blind spot over here on your mirrors, as well as this attractive 10-inch screen up top. But over here on your lights, of course, you've got those automatic LED lights that are auto high beams, those rain sensing wipers. And the infotainment, honestly, is the biggest opportunity for me on the Mazda. So here we've got a 10.25 or 10.5 inch screen here. And using the rotary dial down here is fine for the standard interface on Mazda. But on CarPlay, that interface was designed for touch, and you can already see I've been trying to touch it the entire time because it is so distracting to be down here like fondling this little thing when you just want to, input a Waze destination, or you just want to, mark an alert or change the radio station. Honestly, biggest opportunity, just make it a touchscreen. It's close enough that you could, truthfully. Down below, some vents. And then this is another dated portion right here. So I consider, this climate control unit, as well as this upper console and these lights back here, as well as this whole kind of sunroof assembly, just gives me very much like 2015. And I did see the signature models actually give you a different overhead console, because this is so old with the dated halogens. You've got some sunglass storage, which is welcome, but this whole assembly up top is just not giving modern 2023 timing. As well as the rear view mirror, I'd love to see a frameless unit. But back down here, dual zone auto climate. You've got the tri-stage heated seats, which we like. Some storage, you can see all my road trip snacks. Here's that 6-speed automatic, a little dated in its lack of gears. Rear view camera, as you can see, it doesn't take up the full screen. You've just got almost kind of like the Lexus RX from like 2017, where it only takes up the middle. And down here, you're gonna get to know this friend really well. This is your infotainment controller. Since you can't touch that screen, you better memorize these controls down here, because when you're going 80 on the freeway, this is exactly what you wanna be, fondling with. Auto hold particularly is interesting because it doesn't stay activated. As soon as you turn off the car and get back in, it is deactivated by default. So another interesting point. Sport mode particularly, I did notice that it is only really transmission shifting. Not too much changes, no red gauges, no cute animations, it's just very much dated. And, sport mode literally gives you a little red sport mode light down there, and then it's just kind of a top gear lockout. So I don't know, just lots of opportunity here to really update this vehicle, but nonetheless, as I said, a very inoffensive option in the segment if you don't want to go for something basic like a CR-V or a RAV. I'd say technology is a strong suit of, really a lot of the modern options now. So, you've got Escape with digital gauges and like a 13-inch screen. You've got CR-V with updated powertrains. You've got RAV as well with some updated tech also. So, I don't know. Rear seat door panels, very similar with your padded materials. Stitched leather back here in the rear seat. A nice welcome armrest. I'd say this is very premium with the storage, the USBs there, and the cup holders. It's the first time looking at that, but that is nice. Looks like a 40-20-40 split folding seat, so another premium touch there. There's nice halogen lights that are just blaring at us. Legroom, not a class leader by any means behind my 5'9" frame. I've got a little room, and then we've got the vents down here, which is welcome. Nice view of the dash. It's a very attractive interior and exterior, but just not jaw-dropping, right? And I feel like in this segment, that is the most competitive in the US. You've kind of got to bring some unique stuff. No power hatch here for about 30 grand. And then here's this rear seat cargo area. There's your temporary spare right there. Some levers right here to fold down that rear seat. Plenty of room, but not the most room. So I don't know, that's where that power hatch would go. For about 30 grand though, you're getting mid trim levels on essentially every model. It's just kind of sitting in this one and falling in love with maybe it being a little bit more unique in the segment, or the rain sensing wipers, the premium options like such. But I don't know, it wasn't a standout in the segment, but it wasn't offensive in the segment. I think I just had such high expectations going in, since I've heard so much about the CX-5. The car enthusiast community really wets their pants over a CX-5. But nonetheless, let me know your thoughts below, especially in this rental spec. I understand that it's not going to be jaw-dropping, and for 30 grand, no compact SUV will be. But I just kind of expected a little bit more in terms of driving, handling, as well as powertrain. But thanks for watching, and let me know your thoughts down below. Bye now.